This is my presentation from the Kauffman Foundation Economics and Finance Bloggers Forum 2003. I was discussing a paper by Hal Varian and considering the future of weblogging. My claim to fame is not so much being a blogger, but being as a person who sets up blogs, and I've set up many in my time. Most of them are multi-authored. So I've thought just a little bit about the future of blogging. Why do people blog? What are the categories by which we think about blogging? Better deal with that first. First of all, there's what it started off with, essentially as a journal entry, published online, helping people preserve their memory of events and thoughts, and then to perhaps interact with others. So it had a social component. Some blogs offer collections of material, comments, and things like that. The famous blog of a 10-year-old photographing her school cafeteria lunches every day is a good example of that, and there are many others that arise this way. But there's this third category, whereby blogs provide high-frequency written commentary that I want to focus on here because it concerns most of the people who are at this Kauffman conference. I say high-frequency in that the blog entries are done relatively often. Okay, usually in a timely manner, usually when some sort of news breaks. Sometimes several times a day. They're written, and that's not a podcast, it's not a video, it's actually writing. And it's commentary, in the sense that it is looking at events that are occurring, or something else out there that might be newsworthy, or maybe even not newsworthy, and offering a perspective on it. In other words, it's not reporting, but it's what might be called a take. So why do people consume this sort of blogging? Well, in effect, it is a form of cognitive outsourcing. Often it's the case that you can actually, if you applied yourself, think about how to react to the news or think about a particular policy debate yourself, but you turn to blogs because somebody else is doing that for you. Somebody else is amassing the evidence, putting forward a point of view, and you can read that rather than doing it yourself. Obviously people are entertained by this as well, but in the main I see this type of high frequency written commentary as something that involves people expecting of you. For instance, you might look at Matt Iglesias and turn to him because you're expecting a particular view on what has happened to the Apple stock price today or something like that. You're looking for their take on it. Which brings the other question, why do people write this sort of commentary? How do they come to have these sorts of roles, given that more often than not the take that's being given is not necessarily something that would have not been provided at all had there been no blog post written? The way I like to think about this is a bit from the public goods literature, in that what people are who are providing a perspective is their dragon slaying. It comes from the public goods literature, this, that if a dragon were to attack a medieval city, you only needed one knight to go out there and slay the dragon. Similarly, with providing perspective on an event, you only need one person to provide one sort of point of view. Everybody else can then go home. Now, obviously, news media used to do this as well, but now you have dragon slaying with no gatekeepers. That is, anybody can hop in. And I think if you think about it a little bit, we've reached an equilibrium where certain people have taken that role and other people have hung back. And there are different events that occur that are cues for people to lob in and slay that dragon. And I think that's what we see. Now, what's all this to do with the future of weblogging? Well, it's a basic model of it. Why we've seen a rise in this sort of thing is because technology has provided us tools. First of all, it's provided us tools that allow bloggers to do their jobs more effectively. You've got a service platform, and there are numerous examples of it, that allow people to post blogs and get it out there, effectively publish. We have tools that allow monitoring, because if you are going to take on this role of dragon slaying, you have to monitor your particular area and be able to react to it and to build up the expertise and perspective and context and other things that might go with it. And so we have tools for that, such as RSS readers. I'm sorry, this is a bit out of date. That's better. That allow bloggers essentially to spend a lot of time reading a lot of other blogs, news reports, etc., and pulling them in certain ways. Having to visit each web page individually wouldn't cut it. RSS feeders are one way in which that gets put to them, but just one way. It's not the most important thing necessarily. Finally, we have tools that allow research and verification. In order to be high frequency, you have to be able to get down into the topic you're investigating and writing, and do so very quickly. So in an economic sense, you might want to consult the relevant literature. Rather than having to go to a library, search through a library, etc., we now have tools such as Google Scholar and many others that allow pulling up of studies, research, even data very quickly. And that allows the high frequency part of blogging to occur. But the tools aren't just on the blogger side, they're on the reader side as well. They require tools, they require filters, they require a means by which they'll read blogs. It used to be the case that people visited web pages, and maybe that's what a lot of people do. But because of the different preferences that people have and different ways of reading, there are tools that are emerging to help readers read blogs. An example of that is Flipboard. Okay, and there are others as well. And we're going to see more of those into the future. We also need tools for interacting. Because people put out blog posts in high frequency, one of the things that checks that is readers being able to comment and say, well, no, you've got it completely wrong, or to challenge things a bit. Okay, that allows these posts to be updated relatively frequently. It's far more collaborative than people often care to admit. And so you have tools that allow commenting and updating from readers to do that. And finally, and critically, you need tools that require sharing. One of the reasons that we've moved on from the old visit web page, open tabs, and RSS views of the world is that blogs get disseminated through social media now. And that's how people discover and find them and put them out there. That's how takes get notified and people are lent to look at a particular perspective. It's these sharing tools that have emerged. So all this suggests that the future is one where those tools are going to get better. We've seen them get better over the past decade or so. They're going to get better into the future as well. And I think that's going to have two consequences on the provision of blogging. First, it's going to create a finer division of labour. In other words, rather than there being generic economics blogs, they're going to be more specialised blogs that monitor particular areas. They're high frequency in that they react to the news when it occurs. It's just that the news doesn't occur that often, requiring that in-depth commentary. The blog I helped found, Digitopoly, is an example of that. Very specialised, looks at economics and digitisation and issues, and that's it. Blog marketdesigner.blogspot.com by Al Roth, who won a Nobel Prize last year. He set up many years ago to monitor the area of market design. He actually initially used to do that on a single web page and then evolved into the blogging space. We're going to see more of that finer division of labour. We're also going to see, because of the tools that Google and others are providing, more analytical depth arising at a high frequency. It is becoming increasingly possible to analyze data very, very quickly using the tools that are available. What that means is that we will see blogs arise that dive into the data more and extract more out of them at a high frequency. Two examples, 538, Nate Silver's blog, is obviously the current poster child of this, but also in the digitization and business space, Asimco is an example of this emerging. And I expect more of that into the future.